We have TerraLuna, symbol LUNA versus the dollar. Let me just read some of these comments over here. This is great. This is great. This is absolutely great. And what do we see going on right here? Well, I believe we did say yesterday, long term, this actually has a really, really good chart, really phenomenal chart, no doubt about that. However, in the short and medium term, I would be looking for this correction to continue on, and we did break below the 21 yesterday, so I would be looking for this one to come down somewhere around $30 before the next sort of short-term, medium-term bounce, or I suppose more like a medium-term bounce. 4 hour is actually looking okay. Is actually not looking too bad right there, to be fair. So you know what? Let me maybe change that around. Let's see if we can come up with some with anything that's a little more obvious over here. Okay, so 4 hour Stokes will cross back on up, back above about 35 and a half. Let's see where the hourly's at as well. 33.68 to keep them up, and daily is going to be coming down below 37 and a quarter. 12 hour is going to be also coming down below 37.75. So again, corrective overall. The question is, how far do we come down here? I do expect that this one does probably throw in a wick somewhere down around $30 or so. But again, long term, very, very good chart, to be fair. You know, this is among some of the better charts in cryptocurrency land, no doubt about that, and that deserves a lot of respect. And now let's come up with some areas of interest on the short term. So technically speaking, short-term timeframes actually, you know, could very easily extend the bounce, I suppose. If this one wants to pop back up towards 36 and a half, that's completely fine. But as long as you're operating below 37 especially, I do look for this one to eventually roll a little bit lower down around the $30 territory. That's where I do think you might see some actual major lows put in. And I imagine that's also going to be around, yes, that is going to be around the weekly 10 simple as well. So consolidation around there is long-term good, obviously, but short-term does not seem like it's necessarily immune from Bitcoin's movements or just the greater market in general. Technically speaking, on the hourly right here, we do have some hidden bearish divergence potentially forming if we do close here or lower in the next 20 minutes and 28 seconds, and that probably does retest the lows for the short-term timeframes. And then, you know, I'd probably be looking for it to roll over after that to the $30 target or so. Yeah, 12 hour looks a lot more downside angle to me as well. So overall, again, I want to be very specific here. I do like this chart long-term, but short-term, medium-term, just like most of this market, I do think that it wants to come a little bit further south in validation on that, realistically above $37. This would start to look pretty damn good from a daily perspective, once again as well. But until then, you know, I see trend, I see volatility, and I see momentum at the same time right now. So I'm inclined to say a little bit more short-term downside angled, and hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for TerraLuna.